Okay.
Your AutoCAD at that time as an example.
Sir?
So that each time we have anything to do, we can easily match property and do some other thing. I don't know if you get my point.
I should do what? You say I should do what?
Sorry, I'm a kind of requesting if you can help us with that.
My detailing. You're asking for my detailing. Okay, if that's what you're asking, there will be no problem.
Network this night.
Let me just record what I can record for us online. The network is terrible. I don't know what is happening this night. Network is terrible. I don't know. Is it just me that is experiencing it, or everyone is having that same problem? Yeah, Engineer Mukhtar was asking of welding, right? So I'm going to show you weld connection. You can achieve welding. Okay, are we all here? Let me show you something again. There is something that happened last time, which we are going to be editing some of those issues. It's very important. You can see this one is showing outside, which is not correct, which is not supposed to be. So let me hide this particular column. Hide. Now I'm going to double click on this, and then I'll come to the geometry here. If I click on this geometry, let me take it to the side here. Now I can, like I said, I did not talk much about this. It's very important for me to talk about it. I don't know where to place this thing so that you can see it. Okay, nice. Here now, this particular anchor bolt, I can simply change the angle of this anchor bolt, but I want it at 180. But let's say I change it to 90, for example, so that you can see what I'm saying. Now, you can see the anchor bolt angle has changed, but I prefer it at 180, so you can make it to whatever angle that you feel that will satisfy whatever you want to achieve. So, but at 180 is good. So if I have it at 180, you know, it was actually going outside last time. I can change this, let's say to 30, and I click on apply. Now you can see it has reduced. Similarly, I can do it for every other one. And then it's facing this side. Let's say I want it to face inward. All I need to do is to make this rotation to a rotation of 180. Now you can see I have succeeded in taking it back. So if I click on apply and I click on OK, I've taken it out. If I double click on this, I can apply the same process for this as that, and then I will click on here and I will change this to 30, for example, and then I click on apply. Then this also, this value, I can change it to whatever length. Let's say I want it to be at 100, and I click on apply. If I make it 100, I click on apply. Now, but this is facing outside, which this is not what I want. I'll change this to 0. I click on apply and I click on OK. So you can play around with this for whatever you want to achieve for your anchor bolt. Now, let me delete this particular angle bolt. And then I come back to my miscellaneous. And then here, let's say I just want to place just one single one of these bolts here. Let me delete this one also. Yes, let me delete all of them, for example. I hope I'm recording this. Okay, nice. Now, let's say this one, if I click on this, instead of me taking it anywhere, I will just come right around the center of this. Sorry, that is not correct. If I click and I click on enter, oh, not getting it right. If I click here, I'll take it around the center of this particular hole that I have, and I click here. Now you can see I've been able to create this for just one particular hole. If I click, instead of clicking enter or right clicking, I will just come where this cycle is, and once it gives me a shape, like in the shape of, you can see like a right angle triangle there. Aside from the plus, you have like a right angle triangle by the side, like an L shape. Then I'll place. So I can place for a single hole, and then I can show all. Then just similarly, just like I did, you can just do the settings and change the width, change the angle, change your rotation, and all of that. Okay, it's as simple as that. So now to quickly show you how to create a weld for this, it's very easy. Now, if I have this and I want to weld this, if I come to that my connection, now under my brazing connection here, you can see I have weld. For corner weld, here I have welded gusset plates. Instead of you having the one with the bolts, you can have a weld for your plate. You have a welded gusset plate. Similarly, just like the way you have your bolts. So for weld, the major mistake most of us, a lot of people tend to make is they tend to pick, if you pick this particular brace first, it's not going to weld it, because it's asking you to pick the main primary member, then you pick the secondary member before you now pick the third one, which is supposed to be your brace. So if I pick this now, for example, the first thing I'm supposed to pick is this particular column, and then I'll pick my plate, and then it's supposed to come like this. Aha, it has been created at the other side there. Sorry, let me interrupt this. Interrupt. So you can see my weld has been created for this. It has created a weld for me. Okay, so it's similar for whatever you want to achieve. If you want to introduce a weld instead of using the bolt, okay, it's similar for any kind of connection you want to achieve. Okay, all these ones are actually very, very wrong. The plates, I don't like this, all this. So you can just come and delete all this, and just properly you do your modeling properly. When it comes to your steel connections, you just do all your modeling properly. I just try to use different examples, different scenarios, in order for us to have a wider range of understanding, because you may not want to do this particular kind of model that I did exactly. You may encounter a different kind of model entirely, and probably maybe based on whatever you want to achieve for that particular design. And then all you need to do is just pick the right connection, pick the right steel member. I showed you how to actually make a choice of still using your utilization ratio to be able to know the one that is much more economical, and then putting your slenderness ratio into consideration, knowing the one that is economical, and then the cross section of that steel is as well. Okay. Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much, sir. So for this very one, please, how do we get the details about, for instance, I know weld also designed too. How are we going to know the thickness of the weld for this very example and the plate? Like the design, is it not going to do a design, or how do you go about that? How weld design for that connection there?
It's generating it for you now. It's generating plus your it's generating everything for you. It generates from your detailing. You are going to see it. You can as well even edit it. So if you double click on the weld itself, it brings you to this particular menu. Okay, from this menu, it is your responsibility as the engineer to specify a thickness. Then by the time you generate your design, I'm going to show you how to generate your report as well. Okay, so that will now tell you whether this particular connection you are picking is going to fail or is actually going to pass. Most especially when you are using an IntelliConnect. Your IntelliConnect will tell it, definitely tell, or it will tend to pick the particular best connection that is supposed to serve for your entire model. Okay, so for when it comes to your weld, if you double click, you can see this is weld ID 5174. Okay, so you can select the weld type. You can choose from whatever type that you want to actually make use of. Size, you can type in the size. Okay, all of these are actually in your settings for you to play around with. So it boils down to you. The material type, okay, all of this you can play around with it. So when it comes to your weld, when it comes to whatever, whether you are using a bolt or you are using a weld or you are using a plate, whatever kind of thickness of the plate and all, so you are at liberty to make provision for whatever that you feel in your head is going to serve. Then by the time you pick and then you run it, and then it's not telling you, okay, this connection is not going to serve, then you know that definitely you have to change. Okay, now you can see show reports for your design design reports. Drawing manager. So close this. 1, 2, 3D view. Nice. Come. Design summary. That's why I wanted us to have created a better time in the daytime so that we can spend a better quality time together and trash some of these most of the challenges we are going to be encountering, being that today is the last day of our class, so that you can understand how to, or probably bring in most of your questions. We'll take more time to trash most of the challenges that you must have encountered on your own, or the challenges that you feel you may encounter going forward. Now, under your, yes, I'm with you, sir. I'm with you. I can hear you.
Okay, you can go on. Okay, I thought I wanted to. Okay,
No,
so
talk now. Let me hear
I
you.
don't want to interrupt the flow. Okay,
No,
okay. So
go
my
on.
question is that okay, for the stop column, for the tension or the water tank, the bulb length of the starter bar for the column. You know, most of the time for foundations, the starter bar, the first
What type of
usually
foundation?
has a longer lap length.
You said?
Maybe at least I think for code design is like 450 minimum. So how do we pad a pad foundation
Bars of
with this
what?
type of a footing that we have? But I realize no, it's a pad foundation, but the column, the starter bar of the column is still showing, is still within the column itself. It's not extending into the pad footing.
Starter bar of which column?
No, the starter bar of the column. For instance, we have it in this water tank now. Column starter bar is not shooting into the foundation. How do we work with that? How do we modify it? This top column.
It's not showing in the foundation. You said the starter
No, it's
bar
not
of the
extending appropriately.
That's reinforced concrete you are talking about.
It's like starter bars for columns.
I know starter bars of
I
column.
think he's talking about the starter bar. I think that will not show here. We can only see that one in
You are talking about reinforced
detail.
concrete design now.
We can see that in Protasteel details.
Exactly.
Not
yes.
here.
You are talking about
Okay.
reinforced concrete.
Yes.
The base is reinforced concrete. This one is also a reinforced concrete. This is Protasteel.
Okay.
Yes, sir. This is Protasteel. If we go to if we go to Prota detail now, we can generate the detailed drawing for this. So whatever we have designed, if our analysis is still updated, if our analysis is still up to date, all you need to do is just to come to this and click on Prota detail. So when you click on Prota detail, everything that has to do with the reinforced concrete part of this design will be there. So reinforced concrete goes to Prota detail, then steel comes to Protasteel. That's how Protastructure is. So if you want to view your detail for steel, you come to Protasteel. If you want to view your detail for reinforced concrete, so anything that has to do with reinforced concrete in this model, you can only view it in form of like a plan view or whatever view. Okay, you can only view it in form of just a plan view, or you can just view it like a left view, right view, and all that. More like the architectural aspect of the drawing. So if you want to show you the reinforcement in the sorry, I don't know if that question has been trashed, because Protasteel is meant for steel.
Well, I know. The question has not yet been charged. So I actually know that detail is for concrete. There's that steel, I mean, steel, Protasteel is for steel. But what I'm not saying is that I actually expected it to detail. But what I'm not saying is that those rebars, they're just showing as if there's a background noise somewhere. Well,
rebars are what? The reinforcement bars, they will be shown in your foundation footing.
Yes.
Your foundation footing is there now. You have a foundation footing. You have a column footing. Whatever is your starter bar, you are going to see it from your detailing.
Yes. So yes, it's actually there. But what I'm not saying is that the columns, those starter bars are not showing appropriately, just as we have it here.
Okay, they are not showing appropriately in Prota detail.
Yes, in proper detail, the rebar
It's not
for
showing
the for
appropriately.
the starter bar for the column. It's not the length of the bar. It's like just as we did for this, as we did for this anchor bolt now. For starter bars, it will now be in the opposite direction. It will extend a bit, just as we have it here. Maybe the orientation will be like 90 degrees. So it was now within the column itself. It's not shooting out like into the footing itself.
Okay. I would have loved to see what your drawing has generated for you, so that I can understand your plight. But one thing about Protastructure that I got to understand is the detailing is okay, very okay. I don't have issues with the detailing per se. But one of the challenge about Protasteel is that sometimes the way we represent our detailing here in Nigeria does not come out exactly the way you want it to see it in Protasteel. It's not the same. It's not the same. So, but I would really love to see that challenge you are trying to explain to me in your detailing that you are talking about. But right now, I don't think I have a complete picture of what you are saying, sir. I don't think I have a complete picture of what you are trying to explain. But let me see if I can switch to Protasteel. Let me switch to Protasteel. Let's see. Okay, this is Protasteel showing us, we use isolated part. This is the plan view. And then that place we use a strip. You can see it here. Then this like the column layout. Then this is for the steel. This is just the plan view. So you can see this is just the plan view. If we are viewing, yeah, this is story 2. This is story 1, which is just the reinforced concrete. This is story 2, showing you the steel itself and that horizontal brace that you have. 2 beam 1 is showing you with its cross section 75 by 50 by 6.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I can see the plan view. Okay.
You are seeing the Protasteel. Are you seeing it, sir?
Your screen is stationary. Your screen is stationary. I don't know if it's connected.
You can't see my screen? Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, Tuto. It's like we lost you for a while. It's like you were logged off. I think the
Yeah,
network.
it's network. It's network. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, nice.
So yes, I would love if you can have a look at the elevation of the columns.
Okay. Okay. Do you mean, okay, showing you the column reinforcements? Okay. I think I get to understand what you are complaining about. Is it this? Was this your complaint? Oh my God, I lost you. Can you hear me?
No. The column elevation. The column elevation. Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes, I think your network is. I can actually hear you. The column elevation, not the plan.
I know.
The elevation of the concrete
I
column.
know. That's what I'm doing
When you
now.
have the steel detail.
Mm.
I mean, when you have the reinforcement detail.
Okay, this is it. Okay. I think I get your point. Okay, is this what it was showing you?